Namaste. Today in this video we are going to talk about what our mind needs, what we should give our mind as inputs. You may be wondering how we can have any control on the inputs, because whatever is happening around us, everything goes into the mind. We keep seeing a lot of things, you keep hearing a lot of things, you keep reading a lot of things. So you listen to people also. So many things keep coming in, lot of inputs do go into the mind. Now, why should we have some kind of a filter for the inputs that go into the mind? This is a responsibility that you owe to yourself. This is what I would like to talk about today in this video. So, to begin with, let me relate one experience. There was a young man who needed a counseling recently. I was talking to him. He is married, he is in a good job, he's got 2 kids also. In this situation, he happened to see some video on, somebody had sent it to him on WhatsApp, and he watched that video. It was all, lot of things which disturbed him a lot. About, a girl being raped by 3-4 people, something like that. It was a video, maybe it was enacted I think. But still the effect of the video was so much that he got totally disturbed, and he actually did not enjoy it. He saw it, you sometimes you just open a video or something and you don't even think of closing it, you just get into it. So that is how he was explaining it to me. So he happened to see the whole thing and got totally disturbed, and he said, after that I have not had proper sleep, I have not been able to eat properly, I have not been able to do my work properly. And he says, I feel so guilty when I look at my wife, I feel so guilty when I look at my 2 daughters, both are daughters. So he says, everything, I'm feeling so dirty, I'm feeling bad about myself, I'm feeling guilty about myself, and my mind is not mine at all. Every time there is a lot of fear, there's a lot of all kinds of emotions are there, and that video is playing in my mind again and again. This is what he said. So he wanted some relief from that, and of course I prepared music therapy for him, and then batch flower remedies, all that I gave him. So that's one part of it. But the main thing is the input that he gave his mind. If you think about it, if he could have just started the video and said, okay, this is something which I do not want to see, and if he could have made himself stop there, then all this trauma that he is going through for the past 3 months or 4 months, he could have completely avoided. His life could have been much better. His performance in office could have been much better. He was having a lot of problems in the office also because he was not able to work properly. So this is the effect of an input which comes in the form of a visual along with audio, and even pictures can be very disturbing. Sometimes when I see certain even news items on TV, I really wonder why they do not edit, because certain things are so disturbing, even accidents. People get totally disturbed, totally disoriented after seeing those visuals which they show. Sometimes I feel it is not right, because news channels are open in the house on the TV, and children are also watching them. So what will happen is people either become very insensitive to blood, to violence, etc., or they get totally disturbed, and both these are not desirable at all. So that is why what we give as inputs to our mind and also to our near and dear ones in the family is something we need to really worry about, we really need to think about, because today in social media, which means everything, all different platforms, including the TV channels also, you can take them also, because everything is there all around us. The inputs that come from there are not all good for us. And why people upload, we do not know, we cannot go into it, we cannot even analyze, because that is their mindset. They want to upload negative things and gain popularity, gain lot of views. So that is the trend which we are seeing now. But we cannot go and stop all of them, but you can stop yourself. Think about that. Why should you punish yourself with all these negative inputs? Because the mind keeps functioning only depending on the inputs that you give your mind. The way the mind functions is determined by the inputs that you give your mind. It's what you read, what you see, what you hear, everything. And in social media, it's all the time, most of the time videos where the visual is there and the audio is there and the whole thing becomes real. So be very careful. Even if your friend has sent you a video or a picture, or pictures of course you open and see and then there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's a video, the moment it starts, you may be able to understand what it is going to be about. And if you think that it is a little disturbing for you, or it is something which you really do not need, which will spoil your peace of mind, then have the courage to stop yourself and say, this is not what I want to watch, and delete it. Don't forward it to anybody. That is even more important. See, something which disturbs you, if you do not want to see, or if you have seen it also, let's say, and you feel disturbed, make sure you do not forward it to anybody else. So that way, it is only we ourselves who have to filter whatever comes into our mind as inputs, because our mind is going to function only depending on the inputs that we give our mind. So if you keep on giving scary inputs and negative inputs and then expect your mind to function with a lot of positive thoughts, it will never happen. So if you want to have positive thoughts, if you want to be peaceful with yourself, if you want to sleep well, eat well, be happy with your family, be happy in your workplace, perform well wherever you are. If you want to do all that, if you want to be a powerful human being, make sure what goes into your mind is also good and powerful for you. That's very important for you. So keep this in mind whenever you open any social media, whenever you look at the TV, or even when you read a book, or anything that is going into your mind as an input. So wishing you a lot of good inputs and good thoughts.